John, I'm going to ask you this. What happened? How did we get here with the Los Angeles Lakers where you were saying before the playoffs, Brandon, it's not going to happen? Yeah, it's not. You kept cracking your little side jokes, taking shots. Yeah, but it's never going to happen. They're not going to see that team there. So what happened? How did we get here?
The Lakers are pulling off one of the better in-season turnarounds in NBA history. They tied the 78 Seattle Supersonics, so the team to make the conference finals with the worst record in the first 12 games of their year, 2-10. And I think what we forget, Anthony Davis against Nikola Jokic for a second time gets injured on December 16th. The Lakers at that point were under 500. In the midst of his absence, Lonnie Walker and Austin Reeves on the same day each get rolled out for upwards to a month with 2 separate injuries. So what happens? Well, Thomas Bryant morphs into an all-star apparently for a couple weeks. Russell Westbrook starts to play really well off the bench, and LeBron averages 33 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists after turning 38 years old. And the Lakers treaded above water. When AD comes back, Brandon, with just 9 games alongside LeBron this winter, LeBron tears a tendon in his right foot. And this is in the midst of D'Angelo Russell missing time with an ankle injury. And Jared Vanderbilt and Anthony Davis say, you know what? We're going to be the best defense in the West the last month and a half of the year. And that's exactly what they did. They were the best defense with the best front court. They made it to the play-in tournament as the 7 seed. And in that play-in game, Brandon, they were down by double digits late in the third quarter. They come back and win that game. So now they get a 2-7 matchup with one of my favorite teams. I've got 2 or 3. I've got favorite players. And John Morant gets hurt in game 1, a loss. And ultimately in game 2, I mean, the Lakers just didn't really come to play. Grizzlies take care of business. After that, it was over. Anthony Davis was phenomenal in that series. He averaged, close to 5 blocks. And more importantly, was just all over. There was nothing the Grizzlies could do to get him out of the paint because they know shooting. And then they make it to the second round versus the Golden State Warriors. And we're all saying, well, the Warriors are the defending champions. They've got Steph. They've got all these shooters. So they're going to obviously outgun the Lakers. But the opposite happened. The physical team in 2023 dominated inside, did a phenomenal job, and benefited as well from Kevon Looney and Andrew Wiggins not being 100% and Klay Thompson not being at his best. But what it really came down to for the Lakers was they've been the most physical team. They've got LeBron late in games. He may not be an initiator in the first 3 quarters, but when there's a minute left, you're going to have the ball in his hands, and you're damn sure he saved the energy to make a big-time play. So, after thoroughly dominating the Grizzlies and the Lakers in Game 6, I mean, a 30-point domination, they find themselves in the conference finals, much like the Celtics last year, except none of us thought the Lakers were really going to make it here. And I want to give them some credit because I didn't think they were going to make it here either.
Can I get credit?
You said they could beat the Kings in the first round of the playoffs.
Whoa. No. Let's revisit this, right? Because when Russell Westbrook got traded to the Clippers, I jumped off that train, right? I stayed on the Clippers with my preseason pick. When they traded for Russ, I jumped off that train.
Right.
Then when we did our predictions for the playoffs, I didn't know. In the West, I was like, man, this is so freaking difficult to pick, right? Who the hell is going to get there? I stayed with Boston all the way through. But my initial pick was, I'm almost positive I said the Lakers can get all the way there. I really do think I said that. Then we get to what happened? Then we get to my point where I got back on the Clippers train because they performed in the high level, but then Kawhi went down and I had to drop that again, which was very sad for Brandon. But I just wanted to say, let's give Brandon a little bit of credit here because I was the only one on this show that said the Lakers could make this run because I'm not going to bet against a LeBron James-led team.
And to talk about LeBron James-led teams, when him and Anthony Davis have been healthy, they've yet to lose a playoff series. And you want to know something, Brad? That's changing the series. I've got the Nuggets in 7 games.
Got them.
And look, this is going to be a grudge match. There are going to be ugly games, and there are also going to be awesome ones. But the ugly ones are still going to be the best series to watch. Look, every time the Nuggets play in the playoffs, what's called box office. People like to use that term. But back in 2019, Brandon, against the Portland Trailblazers in the second round, Everybody knew what the Warriors are about to do to the winner of that series, and yet still everybody loves watching these two smaller market, the Nuggets aren't small market teams, go toe to toe, just punching the shit out of each other. Pardon my French, to 7 games. One of the best, most memorable Game 7 series in my time as a fan. That was their first ever rodeo in the playoffs. Nikola Jokic was 23 years old at the time, or 24. The next year, they go to the conference finals and they lose in 5 games, but it was a super competitive 5-gamer. It had to take Anthony Davis hitting a huge game winner as time expired in game 2, game 3, for it to not go to 6 or 7 games. And the following year, they're going up against Dame and CJ again in the playoffs, and they beat them with the worst starting backcourt I've seen in my life. So every time you've seen this team in the playoffs, it's gotten better and better. And this year, they finally got a team around Jokic. And I'm telling you right now, I've seen a lot of bozos on the internet saying it's a solo action with just Nikola Jokic, and it couldn't be further from the truth. This team is just perfectly built around their star player. And even defensively, where there are some concerns when they finish the year off 7-10, everyone's like, what's going on? What's going on? Nikola Jokic goes from the clear winner, the clear MVP favorite, to, no, he doesn't deserve it. He's going to get 6 votes total for the first place votes. And then next thing we know, in the playoffs, every time they win, their defensive rating is 94 points, 101, 104, all super elite markers against the best wing duo in the world. This Nuggets defense is really damn good. They've got no liabilities. Even Nikola Jokic played well in these first 2 series, and I really don't think he is in this type of sequence, in this type of series, a liability. Against the Warriors, yeah, he is. Against the Suns, he could be in the past. But I think right now, with how good of a team they've built around Nikola, because they've got so many athletes with length that are tough and they like to play hard, I don't think he's going to be exposed in this series. He may have a bad sequence, he may have a bad quarter, but I don't think he's going to kill them on that end the way he did 1 year ago against the Warriors.
Yeah, listen. One thing too to look at is these two teams haven't played each other since January 9th. AD and LeBron James didn't play in that game. So Denver has not seen this new look Lakers, right? This series is going to be tough. I'm going to go again. I do think LeBron is a little hampered. He was able to summon it up in Game 6 against the Warriors, really show up and show out. I don't know how often he can do that. I'm going to say the teams take care of their business at home this series. So we're going to go 2-2, 2-2, 1-1. Denver wins it in Game 7 and goes to the championship.
I was hoping you'd say Lakers in 7.
I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers are able to win this series. It would not shock me at all. And I think, honestly, if you put John alive, Decker, it wouldn't shock him either because it's LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But I'm going to say